So I think one of the challenges undoubtedly is that the closer that these countries become to autocratic countries like China, I think the more they present themselves as alternative forms of government. And I think that continues to contribute to what we call democratic backsliding, in which countries that subscribe to Western democracy start to question the utility of Western democracy, start to emulate countries like China and Russia that are certainly autocratic, very centralized executive systems that tend to pry on their populations and don't give their population sort of the equitable distribution of what the state has to offer in terms of security and economic conditions. And so I think that's one of the big risks, is that these countries become seemingly acceptable models of governance, which we know tend to then lead to human rights violations and other drastic challenges in terms of civil liberties, individual rights, that certainly the United States doesn't want to see happen in the region. Beyond that, you also have a sense of seeing that these countries tend to prop up corrupt governments. They tend to, bolster and sort of strengthen their own policy positions by being coercive and engaging in very coercive and corrosive ways that undermine the efficacy, undermine the ability of the state to deliver in an objective, honest, and sort of optimal manner. Because at the end of the day, Russia and China are less concerned about the stability of Central America, stability of the region, and far more concerned about what they can extract in terms of policy and economic investment for themselves. And I think that kind of coercive environment lends to very transactional relationships in the region, transactional relationships that often induce corruption, bypass environmental and labor policy issues, and then undermine again the democratic solvency of these countries. And I think that in and of itself is a drastic drastically undermines the security and stability of the state.